flail as much of that.
Yeah, because if you get it done, because we're coming.
So what were y'all talking about? You said you're coming down to crunch time?
Well, it's just getting towards late season in the garden, and we want to get cover crops in the ground so that we can add nutrients, or so the systems work correctly to add nutrients in the garden. So we have within the last 2 weeks of the year, or the year I'm talking about within like the frost year. So the frost comes and pretty much kills everything. Before that, by like 2 weeks, even a month is cooler, we want to get cover crops in the ground so they have time to set, and then they'll grow up, and then we can turn them back in to the soil and growing that green biomass, green manure, adding nutrients like nitrogen back into the soil with like peas. But all that is all very time dependent because seeds germinate either through light cycles or temperature cycles, and oftentimes both. So we have to hit all that accordingly. And if we don't do that, then our seed dollars are wasted. So we have to mow, till, get the garden ready to go, or not till, depending on the portion that we're gardening. But we have to get all that ready to go in addition to the other farm stuff that we're doing, so that we're not caught by the weather, essentially.
So we're in late August right now. By when do you want to have it done?
I'd love to have it October for sure. But any that we get before that, now we're good because some of the crops are heat tolerant. So if we like clover, for instance, like if we planted that now, it's just gonna die. So we need to get past that heat to get the crops in the ground, but still give us enough time that they grow before the frost hits them. Banana looking thing? I think towards the end of the branch of this tree here with the fat leaves.
Oh, yeah. Looks like a little pear.
Yeah, pawpaw.
Can't see it from the signs, but what is it called?
It's called a pawpaw, P-A-W-P-A-W. What's that bare necessity, simple bare necessities?
Bare necessities, that's why a bear can rest at ease.
The pawpaw is referenced in that song.
But you don't need to use the claw when you pick a pear of the big pawpaw.
Must be pretty important, you know?
What is a pawpaw?
The pawpaw is, my understanding, North America's only native fruit. So right now they're green, right? But later on, I like to get them and then wait till they turn black in the freezer, and you can eat them like very similarly to ice cream. And they have this big seed inside it, but it's kind of like if a banana and like
an avocado.
No, like a banana and like a mango had a baby, kind of. And it's nice. It's really good. Oh, something cool that's going on here. So we've got the fruit trees. We talk about the 7 layers of a healthy forest, and you can kind of see them right here, or a lot of them are represented. Like the pawpaw sees like the understory. There's one over there that's a really great example. Underneath the oak tree is that like overstory. But so we have like the tallest story. The understory is this like fruit tree layer. Also, there's cherry trees right there. So we have the fruit and cherry tree mixing. And then in that layer too, we have nitrogen fixing trees like this locust tree, or the arguably nitrogen fixing redbud tree, which also is edible. But we have all of this growing inside. So there's a couple layers there. But often what people forget is that there's a layer that grows up the trees. That's the vine layer. Like right here, we have a grapevine. So like a natural, this is like a water harvesting thing. If you're in an area that has a vine, know that there's water in the area. Of course, that we know we don't want to be harvesting water from, say, like a hairy vine, but we need to know the plants. Like we've talked about before, we need to know what the plant they are and how to harvest the material. But if something that's really cool, you cut this and then water will actually drip out, and you can drink that straight or use a rope to drip it into your canteen. It's a really great way to get already clean drinking water. But there's those seeds that I was talking about. But once you get into it, see, this just isn't ready yet. All this flesh, once it grows bigger, it becomes kind of like more of like a fleshy edible, where now it's just still too hard. But those are the big seeds. Let it get a little bit later in the year. We'll revisit this and see what it looks like.